Hello, class. Hello, professor. This is my second book review, and it's called Making Your Small Group Work. I will have to tell you, this is by far one of my favorite books. The breakdown, the way that it walks you through, the step by step, the experiences it shares. And it has three authors, so just their different perspectives is just outstanding. I definitely recommend this book. This book, Making Small Groups Work, by Henry Cloud, John Townsend, and forwarded by Bill Donahue, is a very relative book about small groups from any aspect, such as group leaders in church to support groups. This book just really gives insight and such a way on how to navigate through groups, but also in healthy ways of living for Christ. Some key components about this book is broken down into 6 parts and 55 chapters. It is a long book, but it's good. The 6 parts cover a range of topics from exploring how people grow to responsibilities of the groups and participants and handling problems. The author's objective is clearly about fostering healthy group dynamics that will serve groups to produce growing disciples of Jesus Christ. One of the difference from the book before is how you are an effective leader in the overall small groups. What I like about this is really relative to everyone in the group and how to move forward. 6 parts of the small groups is how small groups help people grow. What happens in a good group? 3, starting a small group. 4, the responsibilities of group facilitators. 5, the responsibilities of group members. And then 6, how to deal with the proper groups. Some of the key takeaways of, just caregiving is part 1 for me was grace, truth, and time. One of the things that I learned even through this intern and just through spending time with people is just always knowing that God's grace is sufficient to give grace, being truthful in the delivery of that, and making time. So important. Part 2 for me was prayer, accountability, support, healing, grieving, and discipleship. I realized how important prayer is. The accountability of just being understanding and being understood, having that support, understanding that everyone is healing in their own way, they're grieving in their own way. And I would know that, just losing a spouse. And in discipleship. Part 3 is deciding on the purpose and type of group, establishing ground rules. This was so significant, especially with my men's group, the married men's group, is creating ground rules, setting boundaries and agenda, the vision so that no one overtalked each other. Part 4 is listening and providing safety, help contain strong emotions. Again, a significant moment because I found that some people just really wanted to make sure that by sharing some confidential information that it was done and taken care in spirit and in truth and in secrecy. And so I think it's so important to create a healthy space environment, which I feel like I have because I was able, and as well as my chaplain, able to see success. Part 5 is expect the unexpected. Learn to love, give, and receive feedback. That was a really good one for me to hear, to listen, to be mindful of the compassion that comes out when facilitating. But also listening to the point where people really love what you have to say, but this is an opportunity just to hear them and help them to bounce off each other as well. And then part 6 is neediness and aggression. One of the biggest things I learned about in this book is being a great leader, being patient, being courageous and bold, staying in prayer, listening. One of the things I heard in the book that I love so much, I believe was in chapter 9, is be soft on the person but hard on the issue. That resonated with me is, hating the sin, but not the sinner. And this helps us to change gears in our mind on how we see people or how we um, talk to them as well as a leader. Thank you so much for listening.